Here we go. Once upon a time, reporting on China was pretty simple for some Western media outlets that preyed on stereotypes and misconceptions about China. With news framing tricks, the image of an outsider they created played to their audiences, but things are changing. The Chinese public is now calling out these media for their obvious biases. This type of coverage doesn't discredit China. Instead, it undermines the credibility of Western media in their coverage of China.
Was pretty simple.
It's not just Chinese public who's now standing up against Western media bias. Chinese diplomats too have begun to speak out and say,
我也希望你报道的时候能够真实的援引我说的原话，不要有任何演绎。
But perhaps not surprisingly, these outspoken diplomats are then branded wolf warriors. And when expats living in China want to talk about their personal impressions of the country and don't stick with the stereotypes, they are called dupes for the Chinese government. And of course, when Chinese people go on social media to vent their feelings about biased reports, guess what they are? Nationalist trolls. Western media have long been given free rein by Chinese public that has usually tolerated their condescending coverage. So the confrontational voices these media are now hearing must come as a rude shock. But perhaps they better get used to it, because they are now dealing with a change in China. With better education and broader horizons, more Chinese are able to discern which reports and which reporters have obvious political agendas, ones that arise from crass ignorance about China. And they are self-assured enough to point it out. Does that mean Chinese hate Western media? Of course not. What they are against is a so-called standard perception of China in Western media. In short, bias. The other day, a colleague of mine interviewed Damo Uncle, a vlogger who made a video mocking the BBC for using tricks to give its stories a sinister air with the use of camera angles and post-production techniques. He made the video, he said, because he's had enough of trying to find facts in many Western media reports on China. Many in China are as distrustful as he is about this. And that video has received more than 3 million likes on social media. In a news conference recently, China's Foreign Minister Wang Yi urged foreign journalists not to use beauty cams or apply great filters to their cameras when reporting on China. Is that really too much to ask? After all, if Western media heeded one's call, they'd be doing themselves a great service, salvaging some of the credibility they lost in recent years and telling China's story, right?